Okay, so I'm reaching right now for my color art. Now, this is a Mickey and Minnie Mouse. They're madly in love, and I thought, for all of those out there who's been asking me romance questions, and I'm your sounding board, I am the one that has a degree in communications, not relationships. But you know what? You've asked me for my advice, and I'm going to give it to you. But before I do, look at these two smacking on each other. Red, white, and blue, the all-American mouse couple. Yep, that's my handy-dandy color art right there. Anyway, let's get down to brass tacks. We have questions, and I have answers. So here we go. Dear Bombshell. Yeah, that's me. Had to do that. I am afraid that the man that I am interested in, if he knew that I thrift shop like you do, and that means going to Goodwill, going to rummage sales, that he would lose interest in me. Now, we've been out on a couple of dates, but he has no idea that I thrift shop. Should this be a big problem? If he loves you for you, he is not even going to care where you shop at. And sometimes he might even shop with you. But, I always say this now because, you can learn from your mistakes. I think that being open and honest and communicative, whether it scares the hell out of you, whether you're afraid of how he'll react, it's best to be honest. Honest is the best policy. So if you tell him, hey, do you like this outfit that I have on? And, he does the usual guy thing, I guess, not looking closely or something like that. You can say, well, I think it's time that I'm honest with you, that I got this from Goodwill. Does that matter? Gauge his reaction on that. If he gives you a, oh my God, this face here, you got to back off and let him go. If he gives you the supportive, wow, I never would have guessed. Cha-ching, keep this guy. He's a keeper. Okay, now from the guy's side. There's a function coming up. And the young lady I'm dating has made it a thing. Because of the coronavirus, they thought that there was not going to be a crowd at this thing. However, they're allowing that. She found out about it, and now she's mad because I said I guess she could come along if she really wanted to and wasn't enthusiastic about it. Advice, please. Why in the world did you say I guess you can come along? A. B. Of course you want her there. I don't care if it's raining, snowing, sleeting, or hailing. You two are in a relationship together. Now, I know that you men have this issue of having commitment issues, okay? Where you're like going, you know what, it's going to be a bunch of guys there. I don't know if I want her there because you know what will the guys think? Get over it, honey. You're with her now. It doesn't matter what the guys think. Be a grown-up. Put your big boy pants on and be like, okay, you know what? I am so sorry. In fact, you ought to send her flowers for your behavior. That is the God's honest truth. And if she doesn't like flowers, then maybe you ought to take her to her favorite restaurant and treat her with maybe her favorite candy. Now, here's a good helper for you. Fleschner's up there in Tuscola, Illinois, has not only a restaurant, but they have homemade candy. Take her there and apologize your heart out. Hopefully, she'll forgive you for being an idiot. Next question. This is from the girls' side. Dear Bombshell, so we're doing this COVID-19 dating and it's long distance. There's your first mistake, but I'll read the rest of your question. And we've done a couple video dates. He's wanting to meet in person, but I still think it's not safe with the pandemic. What's your advice? My advice for you is this. If you still feel like it's not safe, don't hold those concerns in. Voice those concerns. Because then he might be like, oh, you know what? I see where you're coming from. And then he'll be like, okay, I can work with this. Okay? Don't be so scared that you're afraid to tell him and confide in him. Because if you are, chances are you're going to lose him. Okay? You got to be able to have that bond of trust. Have that bond of, okay, I can tell him anything. I can tell him to go to hell and he'll say, okay, I'll pack up and how soon can we go? That is what you want. You don't want some willy-nilly out there who's in a relationship for either himself or some sort of sick reason. Okay? Now, this is from the guys again. Y'all, I love you to death. Y'all come up with the best questions. And the guys, this one's kind of funny. He has come up with this question. Okay, so I'm dating this girl. I sure hope you are. And she has got a text message from her ex-boyfriend on her phone more than one occasion. How do I know this? Because she's always saying she's talking with a good friend, but I picked up her phone by accident and I noticed it was from her ex-boyfriend. Now, I know they still are friends because they talk, but at what point should they not discuss what's going on in our relationship? Because the topic of conversation was how I'm treating her. I would have to say, if you know what she's doing, why are you letting her keep secrets from you? I'm pointing on the desk and I just hit my glasses. Sorry about that. I'm just like going, there should be no secrets in relationships. Should be upfront, honesty, communication is the key. I can't say that enough. There is no place for being scared, fearful, frightened, or unable to communicate how you are thinking or feeling with that partner of yours. And, you know, I can be a great sounding board, and I'll admit, there's probably times I should even take my own advice. Because the worst thing you can do is group date. Okay, and I know this doesn't even pertain there, but, you know, it's where you go and you talk to your buddies or your friends, and then somehow or other, that conversation gets turned 3 ways from Sunday. Things get distorted. It's like the old game of telephone, if you will. Okay? Ba 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 ba, and somewhere along the line, it just ends up being ba. Okay? So that's why I'm saying communication is the key. No matter the smallest little bit to the biggest little bit. A small bit can turn into a big bit if you're not honest. Okay? Take that to the bank. That completes our relationship advice. Can you believe that? That was so fast, quick tonight. I'm grateful for that. I hope y'all are staying dry. I'm going to share a little tidbit with you before I go. I seen a white dove today, and usually that's a sign of death. And the last time I seen that, someone passed in our family, and it was just weird. So keep that under your lid, and I hope that nothing happens. Knock on wood, knocking on wood right now. I hope that maybe it was just, maybe not a dove, maybe it was a pigeon in the wrong flock of birds, but it was right when we came out of County Market. I looked up and I seen this flock of birds, and I could have swore it was a dove, and I hope I was wrong, but if it is, it is. I love each and every one of you. I hope that y'all are doing well, washing your hands, keeping your social distance, and most importantly, wearing that mask. God bless. Stay safe.